from your own mouth or from your own mind, what do you think is the longest journey of life? If you're asked, which is the longest journey that any man can take in this life? I know some would just say, fly from your city to the next continent, to that continent. I remember this time I took a very, very long flight. I flew from Nairobi to Amsterdam. And Amsterdam, that was around 7 hours, at least 7.5 hours. Then we flew for another 11 hours, a transatlantic flight to Sao Paulo. And then after that, we flew for 2 hours to Rio de Janeiro. That journey was too long for me. But if you are asked, what is the longest journey? I have only one simple answer. The longest journey of life is a journey to self. There's nothing so worrying. I don't know which is the best one to use. If you're asked to face yourself, some of us don't have the courage to face yourself. It's the longest journey of life that if you make that, then you are a sure win in this life. So today I want us just to ask ourselves, if you are asked this five question, who am I? What should you answer? Because that question comes with a motive. Who am I is a question of identity. Are you clear with your identity as a young person? Now that you've been brought up by your parents and now you're mature, now you're in your 20s, some of us have rioted, they have refused to leave home, others have left home, others are working, others are in college. We are around and about. We are mature, not mature, taking care of ourselves, not taking care of ourselves. If you have just gotten a job, some even have refused to leave the house, they're still working and come back home. It's funny. But now, at this age is where there is this negotiation with everything about your identity. Do you know yourself? Who am I? Who are you? And a simple test I normally do is, even on this call, on this video, you can even pause. Let me ask you, tell me who you are, even on the comments below, and don't use your name. When you remove people's names, they lock. When you're asked, don't say I'm Morris, and say who you are and remove your name. Sometimes we can't even find ourselves. But the journey to self is critical. Your identity is very, very much important. And from the faith point of view, Jeremiah 1:5 says, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. So you had an identity before your parents gave you one. The book of John, chapter 1, verse 6 says, there was a man who came from God, who was sent from God as a witness. A man who was sent from heaven, from God as a witness. He was coming as a witness, meaning before he got into this flesh, he had an encounter, he had a life. He saw something that he was being sent to come and witness on earth. Meaning your identity is deeper than the name they gave you. So you need to know you are more than the name that your parents have given you. Where did I come from? That's a question of origin. What is your origin? Because so many of us, the issue of faith becomes important because it traces back to your originality. Where did I come from? That question is critical because it helps you have a validity. For instance, if I travel, one day I traveled to another country to work, and actually it was in Spain, and a pickpocket snatched my bag and ran it. It had my passport and everything in it. Mzungu, white man. Having stolen my identity, as we know it, because I'm a Kenyan with a passport of Kenya that says I'm Kenyan. Now, my identity was stolen. I was left with no identity. But because I know my origin, I knew in a country like that, you have to run to the embassy where your origin is. Because in the embassy, that particular office is not Spain, it is Kenya. I ran to my origin and got a travel document. So where do you run to? Don't get yourself into stress and depression, run to your origin. Know that you come from somewhere and run to that place when things are not working. Run to God. Run to God. You don't have to kill yourself in this generation because sometimes things are so overwhelming. We are finding suicide notes left right there, here and there, and they mess us up. Please learn to understand your origin. When I knew my origin, I just went to the embassy and I was listened to, I was welcome, but out there I would have been called an illegal immigrant. So it's important to have an origin. The other question that you have to ask yourself is, why am I here? That is a critical question. Why am I here? That's a question on purpose. And I think I've shared one of the, on my videos on purpose. Please scroll on the library and get it because it will answer you there. What is my purpose? So knowing purpose makes you productive, keeps you channeled, and keeps you disciplined because you know why you are here. For instance, when you go to high school and you have the uniform, you know I came here to perform, to read the books and pass my exam. That is a discipline that wakes you up at 3 a.m. and makes you sleep at 11 or 12 because you have a discipline, because you know why. That purpose will keep you motivated. What can I do? Answers the question of value. Because everybody came to bring value. Within your purpose, there's value. What can I do? As a young person in your 20s again, ask yourself, what can I do? What is this value that I can offer to humanity? If you come to my class of entrepreneurship, I'll teach you on how to identify problems worth solving, because that's how we give value. When you solve problems, it's business and it's value. You are helping humanity to understand, to be able to move forward in areas of their lives. So you need to answer that question. And the final question before I leave you is, where am I going? It is answering the question of vision. Do you have a vision? Have you made a vision board? I challenge young people, please, to avoid yourself wasting more time on earth. Write your vision at 30. Maybe you're 18. How do you want to look like on your 30th birthday? How much investment? Just dream. Dream has no budget. Every dream is valid. But I love adding this. Dreams have no budget. You can dream anything. You can see an helicopter, you can own an airport, you can own everything. Draw your dream. Why? That dream, then you can cut it down into action items of small, mid, and long term. When you dream at 30 and you're 20, you have 10 years to actualize. When you dream your dream at 40, you have more time actually. That will be covered in a different slide. But for today is, who am I? Where am I from? Why am I here? What can I do? And finally, where am I going? Those questions, they'll sober you up. And that is a topic I call facing me. When you face yourself and you're not ashamed, then trust you me, you have won your battles. It's how our battles are won. Because most of us are rioting in our age, in our generation. We are rioting because we don't have the courage to face the problem that is sitting inside our lives, or a frustration, or a disappointment, or anything. But when you face yourself with these questions, you can have clarity and be more settled and more self-affirmed as you do life. Christ has given us all this in the Word. He spoke so many things about ourselves. Do not worry what you want to eat, what you want to clothe. And he spoke many things that he knows all these. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is not somewhere up one there or somewhere this or this way. It is within us, our Bible says. So within you, there is a kingdom of God that can give you peace and settle down as a young person. So follow this and trust me, you will have some serenity within you and do more, because when you are at peace with yourself, the Bible even says, even your neighborhood will be at peace with you. See you in the next shot. Thank you.